there. I'm actually using an old version of Moodle 2. This is from December. It's from a few months ago because just recently some changes have happened in the current code. So there's a few problems. So I'm avoiding that for some of this. But it looks similar. It looks better now. But this is the most plainest theme. There's actually no theme here. It's just pure white. So you can kind of ignore how this looks. I'll explain later about how Moodle 2 can be a lot more beautiful than this. But let's just type in forum post here. It should be something about elephants, I suppose. Trunks. So let's put in a picture of a trunk. So we go off and do a search. And when you go and search for media now, you have this file picker. And the file picker shows repositories down the left-hand side. So this looks very similar to your opening a file on the desktop machine, except these are now internet sites. So I can go to Flickr. I can say I'm looking for something to do with trunks. And I can say I want to use this image commercially. Perhaps this site is a commercial thing, and I want to eliminate pictures that have a certain license that doesn't allow them to be used commercially. I can also say maybe I want to modify this image, and again that will restrict certain images that have licenses that don't match. So we now have support for licensing in all the files. Every file that comes into Moodle has a license attached to it. And where possible, we copy the license from the source. So Flickr has license information on files, and we'll just copy that license in and keep track of the author and the URL where it came from. In other instances, if you're uploading from your desktop, you may have to specify what you want to license that as, and that will all be kept and tracked inside Moodle. So let's just say, leave it as that. I'll do a search. And so the Moodle site, which in this case is running here on my laptop, is gone off to Flickr, has not really found anything about elephants. It's found lots of things about trees, which is to be expected, I suppose. So let's just do a search for elephant trunk, search, and that's a bit better. And let's just pick one of these images. At this point, I can choose to link to the image and keep it on Flickr. For a repository like Flickr, that makes sense. Stuff goes on Flickr, it doesn't generally leave, it stays there. Same with YouTube and these other big Web 2.0 sites. However, if this repository was your own local document management system, where you had to authenticate, then you probably would not want to do this because students looking at this forum post may not have the same access as you. And also, if you move this, say you make a backup of this course and give it to somebody, they won't have access to that repository either. So, even though the first intuition for most people is to leave the media where it is, it actually makes a lot more sense generally to copy it into Moodle and put it under Moodle's access control. However, you can choose to link to it if you know what you're doing. So I'll select the file. It's now copying the image from Flickr into Moodle. And it's quite big, let's make it a little smaller. Insert the image. I haven't put alt tags on it for accessibility, but now that image is in here. Now this image is in Moodle, it's attached to this forum post. It's a very important concept to know that now we won't have a lot of problems with broken images when things get moved around and so on. Everything's kept together.